SDZ. Sit Down Zumock podcast. What's up, everybody? It's me, the has-been baller, the lost and chip dip consumer, the 2.4 GPA general study major from Kent State University, the captain, the man in black, chadzumock, the Z-man. What's going on? Coming live and direct from Tampa. With me is my main man, my homie, my sidekick, my Robin from Cincinnati in the basement. We got Tyler. Tyler, what's going on?
What up? Nothing new. Another day.
Another day.
What was it last week? We said every day is like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I'm going to New York next week, and I got to be honest with you, can't wait. I'm looking forward to it because for number one, we're going to see Rage Against the Machine, which I can't wait. I'm going to be doing some sets over at Uncle Vinny's, doing some guest sets. And
do you have to? You don't have to do a vaccine card proof or anything anymore.
I think that's over. I think the vaccine,
just like that. It's just like
these politicians decided it was over.
Jesus Christ. Isn't that hilarious?
We didn't have to do any of this. None of this needed to happen. None of it. The lockdowns, going up and down different grocery store aisles with arrows. None of that.
Yeah.
It was all nonsense. All of it.
The looks that I would get when I like accidentally went the wrong way.
Oh, I know.
You're not following the arrows.
I know. It was unbelievable. I can't believe we wasted 2 years of our lives. My poor aunt, she's 71, and like she goes, I wasted 2 years of my life.
Do you think anyone fought like any sort of actual legal issues with like faking a vaccine card?
Oh, I don't know if there was legal issues, but I knew you could get in trouble because I got to be honest.
Like Antonio Brown got in trouble. He had a fake one, but like you get in trouble by like the team you play for. I just mean like did anyone have to like go to jail because they made a fake vaccine card?
Well, full disclosure, and I could say this now, but
you think?
No, I already looked into it. I have a friend who was distributing fake vaccine cards, and I was going to the Bahamas, and when I got the gig, you had to have a vaccine card to get in, and I said I'm not getting the fucking shot. I'm just not doing it. So I contacted my boy, and he's just like, yeah, I got you. He's like, just give me $50. I go, cool. And then I contacted him again. He contacted me. He's like, hey man, there's a lot of heat on my friend. You can get in big trouble with this, especially going to another country. He goes, I don't want this heat. But I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel this gig. And then they lifted it where you can go. You just have to have the 24-hour COVID test. I was like,
okay.
I was about to play with fire.
I'll be honest, I don't know where my vaccine card is. I don't know.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
I've used it like maybe once, like when I was out in LA for the Super Bowl stuff. Like, and that's it.
It's done. It's like, we'll quit testing for this shit. Like it's over. It's done. We're gonna have to live with it. It's the flu,
It's like if fucking Biden can get over it. Come on.
They should make commercials. If fucking Biden can get over this, you're gonna be fine. That was the mic drop. Biden getting it and he was fine. Barely any complications.
Yeah. That guy. He caught it a second time in like 72 hours, but that's just being old.
The wind could kill Biden at this point.
But in all fairness, that's why I wasn't scared of the vaccine. I was like, it didn't knock this guy out. I should be all right too.
Right. I just don't like the government telling me to do things. I don't like when anybody tells me what to do. I'm like, I don't. No, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Anyways, hey guys, I want to thank everyone that stayed on the month of August on Patreon. I do appreciate it. We'd like to get some more. I was texting with Tyler. We're really trying to figure out ways to grow this podcast. So
yeah, also if you're like a marketer, if you do some sort of like advertising guru type shit and you've got suggestions, let us know.
Yeah. And I got to be honest with you, I got full disclosure, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but one of the reasons why Bert Kreischer's machine story caught fire is he hired a marketing team to get it out there. And that's why it went viral, and he kind of got some. So you always look for that influencer. I don't have it in me to text Tim Dillon to retweet I just don't have that. I'm not a bagger. People are like, why don't you go on other podcasts? I hate it. I hate asking.
It's tough to reach out and ask when it's like, well, I want to go on your podcast to promote my own shit. It seems like disrespectful,
Yeah. I did the 10th episode of The Honeydew. And the only reason I did it is because Ryan Sickler asked me to do it. I'd never asked. So
he's got one of my favorite laughs, by the way.
Yeah, he's very entertaining.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no,
someone said he looks like he read it out. He goes, someone told me I look like if an afternoon nap had a face.
That's pretty funny. He's got a funny voice. He's a funny dude. I was a fan of the Crab Feast. I did ask to go on that, but I didn't. I
thought you were on Crab Feast.
I was.
Okay. Yeah.
I was on twice, I think. But the only reason I was.
Oh, you mean you? I gotcha.
I was with Jay Larson. I was on a show with Jay Larson, and I go, dude, I love your podcast, man. I love it. He's like, you should do it sometime. I'm like, yeah. When? Let's do it. So that's how I got on that one. But it's just like I know these guys, and I just don't. I don't know. When Patton Oswalt got me canceled, everyone got weird with me. Everybody, including Sam Tripoli, he did, and I don't. I'm
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, here's your tinfoil hat, Sam. Listen, I love Sam. I do, always will, but our relationship has never really recovered from that. It got weird. Yeah, it got really weird. I mean, it was like 9/11 at All Things Comedy. They thought they were going to get all their ads pulled. The guy who runs All Things Comedy, he's a piece of shit. And you clip it, email it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that guy, because he said some shitty stuff about me. That Mike.
Really?
Yeah, he's like he came to run All Things Comedy. He was like a concert promoter or something. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But he was on the phone screaming at Sam. He goes, I never liked that guy. Get him off the show. Get him out of my building. And I was like, you fucking cuck. Caused me so many goddamn problems when I lived out there.
Is All Things Comedy, isn't that Burr's as well?
Yeah, I think Burt left.
No, Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr. It's his like little baby that he partnered up with, and Burt and him were kind of running it. And I think Burt left All Things Comedy. So I think it's just down to Burr, because it was supposed to be for comics. And then they start wheeling and dealing and making deals with Comedy Central and censoring and doing this. I don't even know what shows are on there anymore. Yeah,
me either. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, I'm
Riffing with Griffin. I just think it's just a podcast network, really, right? That's
Riffing with Griffin. Ugh.
It's a good name.
The Dollop. This guy's a cuck too. What's his name?
I don't know him.
Riffing with Griffin. Anthony Jeselnik has a podcast. I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh, but that's actually, he's had that one for a long time with Greg Rosenthal, who works for NFL. So that's a good podcast.
The Comedy
There's a funny story, like when they did that podcast or starting out or whatever, like Rosenthal was working for the NFL and Anthony would like sneak in, and that's how they started. They like were recording the podcast out of like the NFL network, like studio, and then they got caught.
That's funny. Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee. Puck Off. That's Joe Bartnick. But yeah, Bert's gone.
So that's interesting.
Country.
Yeah, I mean, because if anything, Bert probably just like, one, he doesn't need to be on a network, right? None of these fucking people need to be on a network. It doesn't make like the only reason I think that they would be is to figure out how to get ads. That's it.
I like how Bob Saget and Brody Stevens are still on the network.
They're there. Hey, they don't need to send that ad revenue check out to anyone now. They just keep it for themselves. Bill Burr can buy himself a new helicopter.
Jeff Dye, he's a good dude. He's coming to Side Splitters in August. He might be here this weekend, I think. I don't know.
Dude, they have like
Chipperson?
Every fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they kicked Punch Drunk Sports off finally. I think it had something to do with it. Tom Rhodes. Never, ever, ever, ever suggest Patton Oswalt may or may not have killed his wife on Twitter, or you can ruin your podcast on All Things Comedy.
Why do they go up to bat for Patton so hard?
Because I'm a nobody and he's in the industry, and they're, everyone in Hollywood's trying to suck each other's dicks, and they're not used to ball busting and that type. Everyone's in LA is a phony, and they love everybody until you turn around. And I came in there with that. I'm edgy. I'm talking shit, and they don't like that Kevin Brennan style or whatever that is.
Sure. So, this is going to sound naive, and I'm not shitting on Patton. I would never do that. I mean, I would never shit on Patton, but for real, what made him popular?
Well, he started out, what got him going is they were like kind of like the comedy rebels, the anti-comedy. They played in rock clubs. It was like
interesting.
They're against the system, against Hollywood. You don't get this. It was him, Brian Posehn, and all those guys, Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, he was with like Posehn okay.
Yeah, they were kind of the alt scene. They were the they would perform at the Upright Citizens Brigade. It was Sarah Silverman. It was Brody. It was like the alt scene. And the irony is they became the industry. He became everything he was rallying against. He's the guy who's in Pixar films and network TV, and now that he got a taste of it, he doesn't want to let it go. He wants to be in Hollywood. And so everyone's kissing each other's asses in Hollywood. And then I come along and I'm just talking shit. And they're like, who the fuck is this guy? And that's what happened. And
I'm looking at his his IMDb, and it looks like the last good thing that he was in was 1998, just Mr. Show.
Yeah. The whole Mr. Show crowd was a part of that too. Like the David Cross, he's a big cuck. Although I did love that show, and I think
I love the show. Yeah,
better show. Mr. Show was a fantastic show, and Bob Odenkirk's amazing. I think he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That guy has done some impressive things in Hollywood. Bob Odenkirk. Think about it. He wrote
both spectrums, right? Very serious and hilarious.
It's amazing. He was the guy who wrote A Van Down by the River, the Chris Farley. That was a sketch he wrote.
I didn't know that.
Word for word. If you write, they did it at Second City in Chicago, and
amazing.
And he wrote for Saturday Night Live, and then he went to Mr. Show, iconic show. From there, he did Breaking Bad, amazing performance. Now he's done Better Call Saul. I mean, the guy's he's a phenomenal talent, if you will.
Definitely.
If I can go on a limb.
It was wild to get that news that he had the heart attack, right, on Better Call Saul.
Yeah, he almost died, and I'm still hanging in there because it's going to end here. But I got to tell you, this Better Call Saul season is dragging ass. It's like
I actually because I was watching, and then this new season, I actually haven't seen any of it. Every time a season ends, I'm just like, are we done?
Yeah, it's dragging ass. And I was a big fan of Breaking Bad, and I loved the series, but this Better Call Saul, come on, let's wrap it up already. Where's the conclusion here? Anyways, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time in the podcast where we go to the mailbag of assholes. Oof. As you know, you can contact me through my website, chadzumock.com, or you can DM me through the Patreon. And what I like to do, I get a lot of messages throughout the week, but I pick out the ones that stick out, my favorites, not necessarily the most flattering. In fact, they're from assholes. That's why we call it the mailbag of assholes. And we got another one. And this is, I'm getting trolled on the mailbag of assholes. I don't know how long we're going to keep this up because I think people are sending these just because they know I'm going to read it. And this one's from Karen, which I know is not real because that's just it's too obvious. Okay. I don't need to be an investigator to find out that you're using the name Karen. It starts off with a fuckface. That could be either one of us.
It's good.
But it came to me, so I'm assuming me. Fuckface. Right out of the fucking gate. Gino and Chrissy are right. You're just mad and jealous you could not get a show on Compound Media. Mm-hmm. Your whole career is a failure. You're always coming up short. You blame everyone because of your lack of talent. Chrissy is hilarious, and she owns you on her podcast recently. Tyler is a complete no talent. Just wanted him to know that. That's a troll email, right?
Appreciate it. No, I think everything was legit there.
You think it?
I mean, yeah, because off air, we talk all the time how
First
we
of all,
want to be on compound.
It's from a Hotmail account.
Really?
Who has Hotmail anymore?
Can you still open up a new Hotmail account?
So it's got to be a fake email. But what were you saying? I cut you off.
No, I said just because like off air, we're always talking to each other about how we wish we were on Compound Media. And we don't know if we want to take our talents to Compound or if we want to go to All Things Comedy, maybe your mom's house.
Yeah, we have a lot of options. We have a lot of options of what we want to do with this podcast. I never even contacted Eric E-Rock or anybody about going on Compound. I'm going to New York next week. Every time I was in New York, I go on Compound Media shows. Every time. I didn't even contact them. I'm going to be in New York. And I didn't even contact Kumia. I didn't contact Gino. I didn't contact anybody. So you think
yeah.
I don't even want to go on as a guest at this point. So why would I want a fucking show on that network with guys? I mean, Gino and Chrissy, let's face it, they're not that great of comics. They're just not, period. I'm sorry. I know Chrissy's going to do a whole fucking edited video montage of this because she's a psychopath, her and Frank, and they're obsessed with controversy. Like, ooh, this might get me some likes. Some weirdo on the internet might like me, and this might go on Reddit. But
do they do that? Do they cut this podcast up? If they do, if someone could send that to me, I'd love to watch. I'll give them a view.
They're psychos. It's like they read everything on the internet. They're online all day long. It's just out of control. And they watch everything. And she's addicted to like just any kind of attention she can get. It's sad. But to answer your question, Karen, I don't want to go on that network, let alone have a show on there. It doesn't have a good reputation in the comedy world. And not that I have one, but the only way I get is if I was sentenced to go on there. That's the only way I would. If I had to do community service, I'd go to Compound Media. But thanks for the email. Media.
They not a lot of good stuff on this website.
Well, they pull up their shows.
Maybe it is. I haven't. It just seems like a very low quality site.
It's almost like
not like taking shots. It's just like I wouldn't send this site to someone and be like, check it out. Everything on here is fucking fire.
It's like public access TV. Okay, let's look at these shows. Back Talk. I don't even know what that is. Back Talk. I'm on their website right now. Here, let me pull
me too. I don't even know how to find shows on the side there.
Let's pull it
Once you get through all the fucking ads.
We're giving them free plugs.
Why not?
There's Anthony. Morning. That show stinks, although John's very attractive. The Dump. I don't know anything about that. Anthony. Don has a show still on there. That's cool. Down with Don. It's probably more rock oriented. What is this? Checking out their shows right now.
What is schedule? Oh, so did they just stream everything live and that's what they're doing?
Yeah, it's like a network.
Okay.
The Wet Spot, terrible. I like who's watched more than 5 minutes of that show? I really call in. Crime Report doesn't exist because Pat Dixon got fired for punching Gino in the face. Would you kindly? I think that's E-Rock.
Did they fire? They fired him.
Yeah,
they fired him.
Yeah, and that's all they talk about online now is Pat, Gino. It's like some weird soap opera. It's like I went 3 days without hearing Gino's name, and it was beautiful. But as soon as you get on Twitter, it's just like Gino said this, Pat said this, Chrissy's jumping in, Frank's. It's just like it's fucking gross.
Yeah, you could put all of them on a lineup, and I wouldn't be able to point one out.
21
unfortunately.
Gun. What's this? Oh, some right wing show.
I just love like look at that, like how pixelated that shit is. Like,
oh yeah,
if this is what you do, right? Fucking figure it out.
Yeah, there's not. I can't wait to watch this. Blurry Guys. Honorable Discharge.
The black dude looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
And they have them in there so they're not called racist. That's probably why. Let's get the black conservative so we can talk Trump.
Goodness.
Anyways. Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good on Compound. I don't need to make $200 an episode. I'm good. Anyways, hey man, listen, I see you're wearing a Browns shirt. We're Browns fans. Man.
We've talked about nothing but good news.
We talked about it with Mondays with Mazer. We did a cross promotion. You got to come on the football podcast.
Would I know. I do. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, because we did a whole episode on Deshaun Watson. So I don't want to beat it to death since we overanalyze, but I definitely want to get your take on the whole Deshaun Watson suspended 6 games. Where do you stand on this? Lifelong Browns fan.
It's going to be an unpopular take for sure.
Please.
But I think that if you're giving him 6 weeks suspension, then he probably, like, based off of like whatever that judge, Sue Robinson, whatever she was digging up and trying to find, it probably meant that he deserves 0 game suspension, but you have to give him something, right? Mm-hmm. Because when the NFL is trying to get him suspended for the full year, and the NFL's last attempt of like settling was a 12-game suspension and a $10 million fine, and Watson turned it down. And now, suspended for 6 weeks. The NFL has, 3 days to appeal. And this is where it's stupid as fuck, right? So if the NFL appeals, you know who that goes in front of? Not another judge. It goes in front of Roger Goodell, and then he gets to choose. So it's like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Mm-hmm. You almost had it right with the judge, and now it's just going to end up back in your lap, probably.
You know what I say? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. No, don't do it.
So I just think, like, it should have been either you're suspended for the full year because the shit you did is wild and disgusting, or whatever they looked up from the 4 cases that she was provided, it didn't warrant a suspension at all based on what they've done in the past as far as suspensions go.
I was talking about this with Florentine today. There'd be some weird irony because he's allowed to play in the preseason and he hasn't played in a long time. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be rusty. He's just going to be.
Got to be. Yeah.
So wouldn't it be crazy? Fucking game 1 of the preseason, he tears his ACL.
Dude. That'd be the most Browns thing, right? Because there's a chance that he still plays week 1 this whole season. He could, and that's if the NFL appeals, and then that whole appeals process gets pushed into 2023. He could play this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It just we said it on the football podcast. I don't want to beat it to death. It just goes to show you the NFL has no morals. They don't give a fuck. They pretend to give a fuck, but they don't give a fuck. Like we watched we watched the whole Ray Rice elevators incident. They weren't going to do anything until the video came out.
Exactly. Well, that's a great point. Like, and that judge kind of, without like directly pointing at it, she kind of like made reference to it. And basically it's like, first you're suspending him for 2 weeks, and then the elevator footage comes out and he's never played another snap in the NFL. And then on top of that, who else is suspended for 6 weeks this year?
Who?
DeAndre Hopkins for PEDs. You're telling me taking PEDs is just as bad as, sexually assaulting 24 women? And then Calvin Ridley is suspended for the full year because he bet $1,500 worth on a game.
Oh, when he was injured, right?
Yeah,
he was bored.
So that $1,500 betting is way worse than sexually assaulting 24 women.
It's crazy.
I just don't get it.
How good of a quarterback is Deshaun Watson? Honestly, I really don't know a lot about him.
Up until he sat, right, his final year, he was outstanding. He was top 3 quarterback, and on that projection could have easily been like MVP of the following year. I mean, just like a fantastic quarterback. He's a dual threat. He can run the ball. He can throw it far as fuck. Who would you compare him to? Fantastic athlete. That's a good question.
Like Michael Vick.
I was going to say maybe like an early Michael Vick or something like that, but it's just like he's got a cannon for an arm. He's accurate, and he's a fantastic athlete. His only like besides the massage shit, his only downfall was like being on the Texans because that team was always garbage.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a weird year. I mean, I'm watching. I already ordered my Baker Mayfield Panthers jersey. That's on the way. I'm gonna be wearing that first game. Sorry, that's my protest. That's my taking a knee.
I don't understand why the Texans don't get in trouble like as well, because they just settled with all 30 women or whatever it was.
Yeah, they helped cover it up too.
Exactly. So you're not going to take draft picks away from them or anything?
Well, here's the thing. NFL, they're always trying to play like they're morally superior. They're the biggest scumbags in the world. The whole fucking league's it's fucking grown men beating the shit out of each other. Quit acting like you care. Quit with the breast cancer awareness bullshit. Stop it.
Well, they got to do that.
You guys are fucking assholes, top to bottom, from Bob
What
Kraft.
What would be funny is to see like if like the UFC started doing like breast cancer awareness month and shit.
Like Dana White just said, yeah, we're fucking a bunch of Neanderthals beating the shit out of each other. That's what we do. Yeah, fuck Biden. They're unapologetic, and I love it.
They are,
Separate the two worlds. And then you got the fucking Super Bowl halftime special. You got Jay-Z fucking running it, and you're never going to see a rock act ever again. It's never going to happen.
It's amazing that like I don't understand Jay-Z's full role as far as that goes with the NFL, that partnership that they have. It's just like it's this thing where they're like having him help find musicians, I guess, for the halftime show. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's crazy because the Super Bowl halftime, they were saying it was the greatest event last year with Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent. Fucking 50 Cent was a drug dealer. Fucking
Jay-Z was
a drug dealer. He sold crack cocaine. Snoop Doggy Dogg was in the Crips. He may or may not have killed people, but yet we can't have AC/DC. They're a little too. Well, I don't know if we want to go down that road, even though
that's
they had
too wild. Yeah,
the number 3 most sold album of all time, Black and Black. Can't have Guns N' Roses. They're a little crazy, I mean, it's. But we can have these these murderers and drug dealers run. Fuck you, NFL. I'm gonna continue to watch.
It's also funny because the only reason they really did that partnership with Jay-Z, in my opinion, was just because of like that all happened right around like the BLM stuff, right?
Oh, so, yeah, Kaepernick. Yeah, they're trying to like, oh yeah,
and that's exactly what and they're like, it's going to make this work as if we give hundreds of millions of dollars to an already billionaire.
You know why black people like me? You know why Godfrey's one of my best friends? Because I don't pander. I don't kiss their ass. I treat them like people, just like a person. I treat them just like a person, just a equal. I'm like, hey man, put her there. And I go, hey bro, what's up? Give me a handshake. I'm a man. I don't pander. I don't kiss your ass. Fuck you. I'm a good guy, which leads us to one of the greatest black and white combos of all time. Now, we know Tyler has these film assignments each and every week because we have a little bit of an age gap. We grew up in 2 different time periods. I have these movies that are near and dear to my heart, and Tyler has his movies that are near and dear to his heart. And I can't, for any reason, understand how you have not seen these movies. So I assign them to you because this is a part of my life, a part of my child. And the movie we assigned last week was the 1982 classic, one of the greatest buddy cop movies of all time that pretty much broke open the whole mold. I mean, you could go back to, there's always been buddy cop movies from the beginning of television. You got Starsky and Hutch, Cagney and Lacey, but this was the first black-white combo. No, I take that back. I think Bill Cosby had a show with, I'm losing it. Where's Earl Skakel when I need him? I think it was I Spy, if I'm not believing. They might have been the first. And then you got the legendary Riggs and Murtaugh Lethal Weapon, lost the whole franchise. In fact, they're making another one. But the quintessential film of all of it was the 1982 classic. I've probably seen it over 1,000 times. And it was a movie that I was like, as a child, I would watch secretly because there was like nude scenes and stuff. And they said bad words. But even as a child, I go, this guy's funny. This Eddie Murphy guy. I go, who is this guy? And you had to watch it. And so what did you think? Tell me, give us the lowdown.
Well, like right off the bat, it's fantastic. It's a great movie.
You loved it.
I loved it. Yeah. It's also something where like I didn't look it up. I meant to look up like the writers. I wanted to see what other jobs that they were able to get in the 2000s after having this on their resume, because you cannot use the same language today.
I mean, they were dropping the N-bombs and stuff, right?
Yeah. That was like, I perked up. I was like, huh? Oh, you guys, you just let it fly.
That was the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's so interesting. Cause like even Nick Nolte says it to him, even in the scene where they're at the bar and Nick, like Jack Cates, I guess his name, he apologizes to Reggie. And even the apology was like, you had to say it again. Like, holy shit, dude.
But I mean, what did you pick out the iconic scene in that movie?
If I had to guess, because I was thinking about that, it would have to be at like the redneck bar.
Yes,
is it not?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, for that pretty much launched Eddie Murphy out of orbit, because at the time I talk to Godfrey about it all the time. Like that was such a powerful moment for Black people, for him to go into that redneck bar and do what he did. Like it was never shown in movie or anywhere. Like, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. I felt like watching that scene, I felt like I might have seen a few Make America Great Again hats, even though it was shot in 1982. I was like, holy shit. Reggie Hammond.
Now, what'd you think of Eddie Murphy? Did you think he was hilarious in that?
No, he didn't have to be hilarious though. He's just a good actor, man.
Yeah.
So when was Raw? When did that come out? Like,
I think 84, because I think Delirious came out that same year.
Okay.
I mean, there was nobody more on fire than Eddie Murphy those early 80s, because right out of the gate, you get 48 Hours, you get Trading Places, and Beverly Hill Cop in order, and they're all blockbusters.
Yeah. Trading Places is a great movie. That's one that I've
that's
seen
a fantastic
quite a few
movie.
times. Yeah.
And that was directed by John Landis. Fucking that guy can direct some comedies. Eddie Murphy Raw was 1987. Directed by Robert Townsend. I did not know that.
Okay, so then I guess my question is like, how did they find Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy, the story of Eddie Murphy, he was a stand-up comedian. He started doing, he's like Chappelle. He started doing comedy like when he was like 17. He was just automatically good.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically, I think the story is Charlie Barnett. Let me make it. He was Earl told me this story because Earl, he is a fountain of useless knowledge, which he'll be on the Patreon this week. We're doing a bonus episode.
Nice.
So Charlie Barnett was a black, I think it's Barnett. Am I saying it right?
Charlie Barnett.
I think he was a black comedian. I think so. I don't know. Charlie somebody. Well, there was a black comic. I believe it was him. He auditioned for Saturday Night Live, but he couldn't read the teleprompter. He was, I guess, hilarious, and he was going to get it, but he couldn't.
Barnett, yeah.
He couldn't right. He couldn't read cue cards. He couldn't read. So they just got Eddie Murphy. Just got it out of the gate because Charlie couldn't read the cue cards, and at the time he was like 19 years old. But he pretty much saved Saturday Night Live because it was like it was falling apart. Like after John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, everyone left. They got a whole new cast, but it wasn't doing anything. Even Lorne Michaels had left, and they brought in what's his name? Then Eddie Murphy, like he comes out with Buckwheat, Gumby, all these iconic characters, and he just takes over, becomes a star, and then he gets 48 Hours, and that just launches him into this movie star. And then he comes out with Delirious, and it's just like the guy could not miss. I mean, everything was a home run. And, Eddie Murphy to this day, he's still relevant. He's still in movies and still, doing his thing. So that's all that all came together. So before we move on from 48 Hours, what'd you think about Gans, the bad guy?
Oh shit.
Gans.
Let me see a photo of him now.
I think he's one of the best bad guys of all time. He's a bad motherfucker.
Oh yeah. So he was awesome.
He was an asshole.
That was like that's the whole other part of it, is just like, so when he gets picked up off like the chain gang, they're just like, look at this Indian,
the bad guys I know the bad guys in this film were just fucking assholes, and I loved it.
It was hilarious. Oh, and then there's that connection of we were talking about Better Call Saul. Well, fucking Jonathan Banks is in 48 Hours.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was the one detective who got shot and killed in the stairs.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I never knew that.
Yeah, like I did like a double take, and I was like, wait a second, that's because I only know Jonathan Banks from like Better Call Saul and what's it called?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah. Like I know the old man, right? So to see him young, I was like, oh no shit.
Yeah, there it is. Here's, if you're watching on the video, there's a side by side. Yeah, that's him as a young guy. He's a great character actor.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Wow, I forgot. Wow, he was in 48 Hours. Good for Jonathan Banks. That's awesome. Yeah, those bad guys were fucking great. Then they did a sequel to 48 Hours, but it wasn't good. It was called Another 48 Hours. It's pretty bad, actually.
Was it really Another 48 Hours?
Yeah, they couldn't capture the magic. They couldn't get lightning in a bottle. Very few sequels go on to do better. I think the only ones that come to mind, Terminator 2, which was great, Top Gun 2, but I can't think of another sequel that was better than the original.
So I clicked on Jonathan Banks IMDb just because he's been acting since 1974.
Jesus, that's when I was born.
The very first film that he was in was a short film, and it's a film called Linda's Film on Menstruation.
I might have to assign you to watch that next week. I might have to watch it myself.
How would you even find that?
Okay, here we go. The sequels, I pulled up this list according to insider.com. Sequels that are better than the original, the top 10. Here we go. Aliens, which was in 1986 with Sigourney Weaver, better than Alien.
I actually just watched Alien.
The Dark Knight was possibly better than Batman Returns.
Pick one.
It was the Christopher Nolan one.
Oh, okay.
The Dark Knight was with Heath Ledger as the Joker. I agree. Mm-hmm. Empire Strikes Back, better than Star Wars. I agree.
I've never seen any Star Wars.
Uh-oh. Well, I already have a film lined up, so we'll have to get back to Star Wars. Evil Dead 2. I didn't see Evil Dead 1. I know, Ashley, you're probably pissed, but I'm being honest. They said Fast and Furious 7's better than the original. I highly doubt.
7?
Part 7's better than the original? They finally got it?
That's when they learned about family.
The Godfather 2, which I hadn't watched The Godfathers in years, but I remember when I was sick like years and years ago. I was the first guy to ever have COVID. I remember
patient zero.
It was before anything became everybody thinks it's a Wuhan lab. I had COVID back in 2010. I remember I watched all the Godfathers in a row, and they were good. I was into it, but I'll probably never watch them again. The Road Warrior says it was better than Mad Max, the original. I agree there. I was a big Road Warrior fan as a kid. In fact, the Mad Max movie with fucking the new one, Fury Road, newer. That was pretty good. I enjoyed
that. Was awesome. Definitely.
I thought it was cool. I was just like, wow, I didn't think it was such eye candy. There was so much going on. And I mean, eye candy, like there was just, the visuals were amazing.
It looks like they're making one this year. It just says untitled Mad Max project. So maybe not.
We don't need another hero. Remember when that Tina Turner and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? Tom Hardy. I was on that. That's who played Mad Max.
Yeah.
I remember I saw an interview with Tom Hardy because he sat down with Mel Gibson, who was the original Mad Max, and he said, "Hey man, I'm taking this role over. I just want to get your blessing." And Mel Gibson's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
He thought he's like, that's near and dear to my heart. That's what made me a star. Good on Mel. Since we're kind of dabbling, we're not doing a lot of news topics. I mean, we'll do a couple, but I wanted to get this before we get rolling here because you know what I did all weekend long? I was up in the Panhandle. I was up in Columbus, Georgia. I was doing these one-nighters. I don't know. I think one person signed up to the Patreon from those shows. I forgot who it was, but thanks to everybody that came out when this goes out free because I promoted the podcast. I'm going grassroots. I don't have Joe Rogan in my corner. I got Tyler. I got Tony Mazer. Yeah. I don't have Joe Rogan. So I got to promote this thing any way I can. So
I'm telling you though, once we're on All Things Comedy, we don't have to worry about shit.
Yeah. Or Compound Media.
Yeah.
Once we get on Compound Media,
over a pixelated photo.
Yeah, we'll get a shitty photo, get on the website. But anyways, so this weekend, I did stand up and all I did was investigate this movie I had you watch on Netflix. Now, this news story, never heard of it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know anything about it. I watched it blindly because I was in my hotel. And after I watched it, I swear to God, Tyler, I watched every news clipping, every YouTube video, every podcast. I investigated this story myself because I didn't know what I was getting into. And a lot of people probably already know what I'm talking about. But the show was called American Murderer, The Family Next Door. And it's about the story of Chris Watt. Now, you kind of caught me in the middle of a text brigade. I was like, Tyler, you got to watch this. And I know it's kind of a weird one since you're a married man with 2 kids. And this guy was a married man with 2 kids. And ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it already, we're going to talk about all of it. So if you want to fast forward, but I couldn't believe, I was fascinated because like the lying, like the level of lying he went and how you can actually do that. And I mean, did you watch it? You were hesitant.
Yeah. No, I did. And I cried.
Did you cry?
Fuck yeah.
Because it's probably hit you in a different way because you have children, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, they like, if we jump to the end, because like spoiler alert, they all die.
What? Anyways.
He fucking he kills his wife, throws her in the car, and then puts the kids in the car alive and driving there. The kids are asking is mommy okay? Like, that's fucking insane.
I could not this is going to come off weird, but I'm a comedian. You got to stay with me on this. I could totally understand the wife. She was annoying.
So I was off. She was a bit naggy, huh?
She was so annoying. I could not put up with that bitch. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And you can obviously the guy doesn't want to be on camera. She's videotaping every second.
Everything. Yeah. I was surprised they had so much.
I mean, she was filming her own documentary. She was literally filming the documentary.
She knew how this was going to end.
But the kids thing, I could not get over, especially in how he disposed of them. I was just like.
So that's the other thing. I don't think that it was, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just didn't hear it, but I don't think that he said how he actually killed his kids. I know that he put them in the oil drums, but did he just throw them in there alive and let them drown? Or
funny thing you should ask, Tyler. I did some investigating this weekend and I saw an in-jail interview with the confession team, the ones in the confession room that were trying to get all the answers.
Sure. Yeah.
I guess a year and a half later, they flew to the prison that he's at. He's in some prison in Wisconsin. They had to transfer him because he was getting death threats in Colorado because it was such a national case that I somehow never managed.
He should be fucking murdered.
And I'm listening to this interview and it was crazy because what's crazy about there's a million crazy things. What's crazy is this guy comes off as just a normal dude. He doesn't have a criminal record. he's never done anything. He's never been in trouble with the law, but yet he goes to a level where he suffocates his wife and kills him. And then he admits on audio to these investigators about how he killed his daughters. And like, he fully admits like, yeah, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. And I was in a rage. He goes, I felt like this force was carrying me. Like I had no control over it. And he tells in detail, and he's choked up and he's crying, but I know he's telling the truth because who admits to this? He basically had the daughters put their blankets over their blankets over their head. I know. And he strangled them. And this is what I know. And it's terrible. And the second one, he says every night before I go to bed, he goes, all I can think of is his daughter, Bella, going, Daddy, no.
God damn it, dude.
I know. I'm sorry. It's terrible. It's horrific. But how can you do that? Like, I'm just fascinated. And he's just like, what takes you to that level of rage? Like I've been livid where I'm like, I want to beat the shit out of it, but I never would do that.
No, leave, be like a shit dad and just disappear. Right.
Yeah,
like
get a divorce, but like, how do you have that in you to go to that level? That's what I was fascinated with. Not in a good way. I'm just like, I was trying to
so with something like this, like there's two things, right? First thing is like, dude, like you made me tear up again with the fucking kids.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to put you through that. I needed to talk about it with somebody.
It's insane. I don't know how you do that, but two things. One,
so I'm going to go to a widescreen so we could get the tears.
I'm disappointed that no one's killed him yet. In prison. He fucking there's plenty of people in prison that would kill to be back with their family.
Well, I guess the prison code, if you kill kids, like the prison is like you're done. Child molesters and yeah. And
number two, I thought that like Netflix, I think that there's some shame on Netflix for putting this documentary out so fucking soon.
Well, I mean, going back to what we were saying, it was already filmed. All they had to do was piece it together, like from the wife who filmed every moment of their lives.
Yeah.
But even when you're watching these videos, you're just like, I mean, the guy doesn't come off like a psychopath or anything, or like you saw signs like, even Jeffrey Dahmer, like you could tell he's a little off. This guy just seemed like some dude.
Yeah, no, he seemed like a pretty normal guy that obviously hated his life,
Now, and I was kind of analyzing it. I'm trying to analyze, and the reason why I had you watch it, and I'm sorry, I know you have kids, because I'm trying to
it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing was family photos. It was just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to know about this is, now, do you think he did this because she went to North Carolina for like a couple months,
something like that. Yeah.
And he had this mistress from work.
Right.
He was like living with her and like staying with her while they were gone. Mm-hmm. Do you think he just says, okay, this is the life I want, and he planned it? Or
to some extent.
Like, I just don't want any responsibility in my life. I mean, do you think?
Yeah. There's some sort of fairy tale going on in his head. Because no one in their right mind would go, I can kill my wife and my kids and nothing, and I'll be fine. Yeah.
Now, this is the second part of that. Now, or do you think he just had all that built up rage? Because you could tell he's a kind of a passive dude. He's quiet, and she's the dominant personality. She's nagging. She's demanding. Do you think he just built this fucking thing up? That's why he started working out. Like, he's just like, I got to cope with this deep down. I'm kind of.
I don't know what the working out thing was. If that was just for himself, or because he had that girlfriend, or what. But
maybe a combination of him coping with his annoying wife, and maybe he wanted to. He's like,
his fucking fat, ugly ass before working out. That's the wife you deserve.
Yeah, maybe he's like, I'm gonna kill her unless so I better start lifting weights because I can't deal with this annoying bitch. With all due respect to the dead, but yeah, it was fucked up, man. the way he disposed of the kids, it was just uncalled for. And it's like, what kind of human being does this? It's just like, I was fascinated, like with not only the lying, like how he's just blatantly lying.
Yeah.
But I got my
I
own
would say if you're someone in a situation where you think your only way out is killing your kids, I fully support you going and killing yourself.
Me too.
Go, like, fuck off. It's just insane.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, I'm a piece of shit, but the one thing I will say is, like, I don't like hurting people physically. Like, I don't like to hurt people at all.
Right.
Verbally, I have no problem, but just even like hurting somebody, like, I just, maybe because I grew up in an abusive household, my stepfather beat the shit out of me, and I know the long-term repercussions of that. And I just never understood that. But the fact that what takes you to that level, like, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. Obviously he was a narcissist. I think he's a compulsive liar.
Well, certainly. I mean, the balls to go on camera. Like, if someone has them, I just want them home. Like,
and you just, like, you're fucking lying. And
it's insane.
How can you just, this horrific thing you just did and just go and turn it on, like, and do that?
Yeah. The other weird thing is that I feel like when he was being interrogated, like, he caved pretty goddamn easily, actually.
Yeah.
He just, like, he took the polygraph, and the polygraphs are like, what? Like, they say, like, not all that accurate anyways. And it was like soon after, like, well, you failed. And then he was like, all right, well, this is how I did it.
Yeah.
What?
But it was like, I'm fascinated with liars, people that lie, like Kevin Brennan. But so, like, I'll overanalyze these dudes, and because I'm just curious, like, what they're thinking. And you remember the part where his neighbor has the camera that's pointed towards his, and he's basically showing him back the car up, and he's like fudging around for like a half hour, and he's but you just see, like, he's putting his hands on his head, like he's busted, like he's giving it all away. He's acting weird. Like, if my wife and kid are missing and I had nothing to do with it, I'm like analyzing what the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And meanwhile, he's like on his phone, he's fidgeting. He's almost showing, like, I'm busted. You got me.
This is it. Right.
Yeah. So he's like, he obviously didn't think it through. He's like, oh fuck, they're going to see me carrying the body out. But listen, I was listening to this prison tape, and he, at one point, it was like 3 hours long. I had like a 7.5 hour car ride, so I had a lot of time to investigate. I was doing my investigations. I was poking around with this Chris Watts, and he says in the prison tape that when he was in high school, he lied to his teacher about spending the summer in Japan, and she believed him. And he goes, yeah, I was always good at lying. He was like, no one ever picked this up except for the Z-Man, investigating Z-Man. He goes, I just was really good at, like, just making up shit. So he was obviously a pathological liar. So he just lies. So I started thinking more and more about his confession with the daughters. I think he's lying about that. I think he killed those kids at the house. He didn't drive out there. Yeah, because he tells a little bit of truth, but doesn't. He, like, exaggerates and doesn't. You remember when he said his wife killed the kids? Then he admits he hasn't.
Which was, like, so stupid, because, like, the detectives pretty much gave him that idea. And then he talks to his dad, and he was like, yeah, that's a good lie. I'll use that lie.
Well, he admits that on the prison tape. He goes, you guys gave me the idea. He didn't.
Oh, he did. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, as soon as you said it, I go, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But he's like, he gives a little bit of truth. So I really do believe he killed those kids at the house. I don't think he drove them out there. I don't, that's just my personal, from my investigation. I don't have any proof, but I have a theory. Because I think he was in a rage.
It's even more gross that, like, he made up the fact of them asking if mommy's okay. Like, that's wild.
He may have said that at the house. They may have said that at the house.
That's true.
Mommy okay? And then I don't know. It's just fucked up. And I couldn't get out of my mind. And I kept digging and digging. I was like, what the fuck I was fascinated with this guy who doesn't have a history of this. Who goes to that level? It's like some level of narcissism or rage. Like, I'm trying to figure it all out. Like, psychology. I'm not a psychologist. I'd love to have, if you're a psychologist, I'd love to have you on the show, because I want to
deep dive into this.
But
dude, I mean, I don't know. I hope he's miserable. That's all.
Well, I mean, living that life he's a young guy. He was like 34 when it happened. So his life's going to be miserable from that day forward. And, it's one of those things. But even when he was telling the story about his kids, like on the sprint, like he was crying. That was the first time he showed emotion about it.
Right.
Like he was in even in the court, because I watched all the court proceedings and the verdict. He didn't cry once.
His emotions real?
Yeah, because he didn't cry once when his mom was talking, his mom was talking. There was no like real emotion coming out of him. Even after, he was on that body cam footage, there's really no emotion of like, oh my God, where are my kids? Where's my family? He had no emotion. So, I mean, when you sit in a jail, that's all he thinks about. So he's pretty much in his own personal hell for the rest of his life.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
Yeah. Ugh. So I was trying to figure out if the mistress had something to do with it, but she was cleared pretty quickly. She kind of like threw him under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently
good for her.
Apparently she moved away and changed her name. So she's like, no one can find her. Like she's off the grid because people
also a good move. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, look how many families that guy destroyed. He destroyed his family, their family, people like you who don't even know him. You're because it takes you to this emotional.
Dude, there's like articles like, prior to having kids and stuff, it would just kind of be like, there's nothing to relate to. But now like there's like articles that'll come by of like shit like this, or like some mom drowns her 4 kids in the bathtub. And you see that, and like, I can't even fucking read it because I just don't understand how someone can do it. It just makes no sense to me.
I have a weird thing with kids. I'm sensitive because I was an abused kid and I know what happened to me psychologically. Like my adult life is trying to fix what happened when I was younger and how bad it fucked me up. So when any adult, any scumbag that does anything to a kid, it's inexcusable. Like you said, you should take your own life. Take your own life.
Please.
And with that being said, I'm still interested in dating Casey Anthony. If she's watching, listen, listen, we don't know the story there.
I told you that I went to college with a kid who babysitted that kid, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, this guy's name's Cameron. He went to same college as me in Orlando, and his roommate was like one of the boyfriends or whatever of Casey Anthony. And so there was a time where he actually babysat Kaylee Anthony. And
whoa, what a
this guy, his name was Cameron. I don't remember his last name, but he was on a flight up to Cleveland, same flight as me, just for like a break. And so, I've got my college like hoodie on. And so we're talking about college. We both go to the same place, both from the Cleveland area, yada, yada. Fly. When we get off the plane, we start talking again. And then a little kid behind us, like her mom yells to her, like, hey, Kaylee, because this is in the thick of it. And like, we look at each other like, poof. And he goes, yeah, man, you want to see something crazy? I was like, okay. And he pulls out like a court ordered form that he has to appear at court to testify.
What?
Because he, babysat the kid.
What the fuck, man? That's crazy. Apparently, I've just Googled Casey Anthony 2022. Apparently, she's been spotted in West Palm Beach. She's living in West Palm Beach.
She's trying to be like a private eye, isn't she?
Well, she should investigate her own case. Get to the bottom of it. She had to have something to do with it, right?
She fucking did it. She did it. I don't think that there's even a question there, right?
Yeah. I wonder if that actually would. She dated Chris Watt. They might be a good couple.
Oh shit!
Just fucking human garbage. So Casey Anthony just wanted to keep the party going. That kid was just like getting in the way.
Yeah, that's another gross thing about her case is like, they had like they called it like Zanny, the nanny, which is like very clear that you're giving your child Xanax to pass the fuck out. Like
that's what she was doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, that, and then like the way that she died or killed her kid, she would also use chloroform. right? And she used.
I didn't know this part.
She used too much one day, and that's it. Throw her in the trunk.
Wow, that's as a parent, man, that's fucking crazy.
It's wild.
I think my stepdad would have killed me if he. I really do believe it.
If he could get his hands on some chloroform.
I think because he gave me some some of the most brutal beatings you can think of.
Mm-hmm. I
think if he had his way, he could have killed me. I think he had it in him. That's how evil he was. And now he's dead. When I go home at the end of August, I swear to God, I'm going to piss on his grave because he's buried next to my mom because my aunt found out. She goes, "Your stepdad's dead." I told you that whole story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're buried in Twinsburg. I'm going to drive up there and piss on his grave.
That's good.
Yeah. That's. Oh, I can't wait to do it. I might put it on Patreon. That'd be hilarious, right? Me pissing on my father's grave on Patreon. Stepfather's. He's not even my stepfather. I denounced him.
I wouldn't put it on anywhere. You could get in trouble for that, can't you?
I guess peeing outside.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing a guy piss on Art Modell's grave, and I thought that was hilarious, but I think he got arrested.
Okay. I probably won't do it because there's some haters out there that try to get me in trouble. I don't want to go that route. I've had enough trouble. I'm finally on the other side. Everything's good. Tyler, what a hell of an episode, man. It got emotional. It was a roller coaster of emotions. I think we should become a true crime comedy podcast.
Oh, yeah. How does that look?
Next week, we're going to investigate the murders of Patton Oswalt's wife.
Yeah, and whether or not she deserved it.
Well, we should do that one episode. Just really dig into that case, find out what the fuck happened. God. We're going to have to do that. I got a movie assignment for you for next week.
Let's hear it.
Have you ever seen, and basically I'm pretty much taking fucking Earl's favorite movies of all time. The 1987 blockbuster starring Peter Weller, Nancy Allen, RoboCop.
No, actually I have not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your movie. We've talked about RoboCop on this show numerous times. It's one of my favorites growing up. In fact, my abusive stepfather took me to the movie theaters to see this.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing my abusive stepfather...
He's taking you to a lot of movies.
He took me to some movies. And I remember the days he took me to movies, I never got hit. So every time we went to a movie, I'm like, yes, no hitting today.
Not running into any doorknobs today.
Yeah, I'm not going to have to lie at school. I fell downstairs to cover up for him. But RoboCop was a low-budget film, and it grossed $13.7 million at the box. Well, that was its budget, and it was a crazy movie. I really want to get your feedback on RoboCop. And they remade it. They ended up remaking it with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen probably the remake,
which I never watched because the original with the music, the composing, the writing. But the crazy thing about that movie is, like, Detroit takes place in the city of Detroit. I was just in Michigan. It looks like Detroit looks like RoboCop now. That's supposed to be in the future. It looks just like RoboCop.
Yeah. I mean, it's shit.
Sorry, Bex.
It's shit.
Yeah. Sorry, Judy.
It's in bad shape.
I'm naming some people on the Patreon that live in the Michigan area or have lived. And by the way, that suggestion RoboCop came from James Brown on Patreon. He told me said you should have Tyler watch RoboCop. So I got to give props to James Brown. He sent me a message.
Hell yeah.
Now, I don't know. I think his name's really James Brown. I don't think it's an alias.
Well, did he start the message with fuckface?
No, he started out with, "Hey, get on up." No, it says, "Hey, Chad, I have a great 80s movie with the most underrated villains in cinema history to have Tyler watch. And it's the review of 1987's RoboCop. Clarence Bodicker is way more intense than the guy from Cobra, the bad guy from Cobra. So you tell me what you think. Always DM, guys. Thank you for listening. Leave a 5-star review. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. We got to get these YouTube numbers up. The audio looks good, but these YouTube visuals, I mean, Tyler puts a lot of time into this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you get me, you see me on the Twitter or anywhere, repost it on your page if you could. That's the best way you can do to support us is retweet, tell a friend. Again, we're going to have to do this one by one. I don't have Joe Rogan. I refuse to text Tim Dillon to retweet it. So with Tyler,
maybe Bert will help us.
I'll see Bert in about a week and a half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'll put that on Patreon. Record it.
There you go. I like to imagine just like a slow motion, you guys coming and hugging and making up.
Two things going to happen. I think he's going to try to ignore me. And if I do approach him, he'll be like, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?"
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I will record it. Audio. Secretly.
Tune in next week for the podcast with us, Whitney, and Bert.
I know. By the way, you remember I told you about Whitney Cummings calling me and the texting, and I think I know why. I got to text Ashley. She has a special coming out, and she's making her rounds. Like she's going on Rogan.
Yeah, it just came out on Netflix.
She went on Legion of Skanks. She essentially wanted all her haters. Like she didn't want any backlash. She's doing what Chrissy Mary does. She kisses up to all the like trolls so they don't attack her. And she probably saw me as a threat. That's why after 15 years, let's make up with this guy so he doesn't shit on my special and, make this into something. Conspiracy theory.
I have not watched it yet. I will at some point. I've been really bad at watching specials though.
They suck. All of them. I was toying around with filming one because everyone's doing it. And I was just like, I don't.
No, you know who's doing it right is Andrew Schultz, right? So like if you're going to film a special, cool, film your special. But like Andrew Schultz is like any like set that he's just out there doing. It's like almost real time, like these clips just getting out on social media for him. Like, yeah, he's got it figured out.
Brewer's doing that too. Jim Brewer's doing it. Yeah, he's got a whole thing going on. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Speaking of comedy, I'll be back home. Funny stop. I want to pack these shows out, guys. It's my first time back in almost 4 years. August 26th and 27th, Friday, Saturday, 4 shows only. Funny stop, Cuyahoga Falls off of State Road, my home club. I've recorded 2 albums in there. And by the way, a couple of my albums are off Spotify right now. I don't know what's going on. I contacted the distributor. I don't know what's going on. So you can't stream them right now. Not that you were going to, but if you were, they're not there. But you can still buy them on iTunes and all that. But I'll be there when you're having a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back home, Cuyahoga Falls. Please put that in your calendar and come support the Z-Man because I don't get back home a lot. Maybe once a year, maybe twice. But for Tyler, I'm the Z-Man, the captain. Remember, let's count the troops and bring home the votes, everybody. Good night. Thanks for watching. God bless.